Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do The Solution by Elsevier Comics, issue number 7, or is it Malibu Comics? Well, I always get confused with those two. Anyway, it's been a while that we have a Solution comic, so if you are new to the channel and you don't know much about the series, I made a couple of videos to, let's say, introduce you to this universe. I must say I'm like The Solution. It's been a fun superhero group. I like the art. I like the characters a lot, although nothing is perfect because I mentioned several times I don't really like this costume. But you know, and there's some hit and misses. But overall, I'm really enjoying the comic, and this is a continuation of that enjoyment because this is part 2 of the how do you say, Payback event. Because Lela Cho, who is the leader of The Solution, well, this is basically her origin story about what happened. So basically, a small summary is that this is, you know, in the past, her father died. He had a legacy, a company, and when he died, she is the major shareholder, wants to become an important figure in, you know, taking over the company, but the shareholders don't want that, and they want her out, and they are using, you know, scummy tactics to do that. She then uses her wealth to become an ultra, and there's also a group called the Dragon Fang triad, you know, that wants her removed from the board, if you will, and they took over the company, and she just escaped barely with her life. And this is a continuation. So she seeking a friend called Peter. Peter and her had a relationship, you know, way back when she was, I believe, in high school or something. And he has connections to certain people. And she explains what's going on, and that's basically she needs her help, his help, I mean. So Peter gives her the telephone number of a guy called Troy Wilde, and then she made a call. But in the meantime, when she, you know, lying here in bed, uses her power to secure her wealth, that wealth that she still has. So what is she going to do? She has the power to, you know, control electronics, the internet, etc. I mean, this is coming from the 90s. I mean, this power would be great in the 21st century that we are living now. I mean, everything is electronic, basically. So she using some powers to, you know, contact the bank computers and shuffle some money around and transfer to other accounts, closing old ones, starting dummy corporations, and buying and selling real estate. So basically, she is, you know, trying to make herself richer, I guess, through all these stuff. And I mean, the visuals looks great. I'll talk a little bit about the visuals a little bit later, because, well, I can say it now. This year, well, no, I'm gonna. Okay, I have to rein it back a little bit because I want to tell you everything. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm moving on with the story and then coming back to this a little bit later. It's not really groundbreaking what I want to say, but I want to say it anyway. It's about the art and the art of now. We getting introduced to a new character. It's called Casino, and Casino is hired by the Triad to bring Lela Cho in, dead or alive, and she has some kind of a power. She has some kind of a, I don't know, psychic tracking abilities, and she uses the tarots to or cards to track her victims down. Meanwhile, a little bit later, there is a, as you can see, a club, and Lela agreed with Troy to meet here for a conversation. But then also Casino is here, and she recognizes Troy and immediately attacks her. So and then this happens. Speaking about the art, I don't think this looks really good. I mean, it seems that she's just throwing the cards, you know, on the ground instead of, you know, flying, you know, in this way. Although if you see it like that, then okay, never mind. But you know what I mean. So, but then Troy defends himself because he's a martial artist. He can kick ass, and he is. I don't know what this is, but it looks weird. I mean, he's just spinning so hard along it looks like a tornado, and this picture is used a lot in these older Flash comics when he is just spinning around or using his powers. It reminds me a little bit of that, and he's also a little bit cocky. Tarot is not. Is it tarot? Wait a minute. Casino. Why am I saying tarot? Casino is not, a slouch either, and she is defending herself with, I don't know. This could be straight from I don't know, some kind of a Batman villain with all explosives that she's been hitting in their pockets or somewhere else. Looks great. So Troy uses his acrobatics to escape, and then Casino disappears or escapes as well. They meeting up in some kind of a I don't know, pub after the whole thing is destroyed, and people lying, wounded and probably dead on the ground, on the floor. So Lela is explaining the situation about what happened, and she needs Troy's help. And Troy says, well, I can get what you want, but you have to pay a price. Also, Lela says, wait, you did some kung fu and some martial arts. Well, where does that come from? What is your secret? And he said, well, that's not important. I have a past, but I don't want to talk about it. Let's leave it at that for now. And also, Lela suggests that she needs to, defend herself. Not only that, but she needs a group of people to help her. So she suggests to get some ultras. And Troy says, I know the perfect place, but we have to fly over the world to get there. Okay, intriguing. So they fly to England, London to precise, and they are meeting in some kind of a pub. And before I go to the next chapter here, or for my story, for the next chapter of what I'm trying to say, I told you that I'm, what to say about the art. Although, let's say I really love, the art could be better, but on the same time, it's also, the artist did a lot of effort to make this world feel alive, as you can see here. There's a lot of detail, and also I really like the image that she was, sleeping in the bed, trying to, this looks really, really, really fun and really cool to see. I like the whole aesthetic, and it's something, well, it's not new because it's an old comic, but you don't see that anymore, and that's what I'm basically trying to say. I want to rant about New Marvel because New Marvel is, throwing a lot of special effects at you with bare minimum backgrounds or detail, and with a lot of Photoshop effects, and that's basically the book. You barely see any detailed backgrounds or stuff like this. This is not what you're going to see anymore. For instance, if you're going to take a Nightwing book from DC or a generic Marvel book, it's just all flashy stuff. It's all colors and Photoshop, and I don't know. It just looks atrocious. The backgrounds is a myth. People don't want to draw backgrounds anymore, and I don't know why. If I'm seeing this, I'm standing still with this art, and I look at all these small details. Here as well, when I go through the catacombs, and then now I'm going to show you the best, well, not for last, but look at this. Look at this. This is freaking amazing. The artist did a bang-up job to put all of these small details. You feel like you're in some kind of a catacomb with all these secrets and mystic objects here, etc. And now if you buy a new Marvel comic or a DC comic, compare it to this, there is day and night difference between when it comes to art. And you can say, yes, the artist of now is also, there's some good artists there in Marvel and DC. Yeah, but when it comes to this, and I don't talk about the portrayal of characters, but more about what makes the comic whole, immersion, backgrounds. I'm talking a lot about that. And I keep hammering about it because it's really important for me, and I believe for other people as well. Because if you are taking away all this and you have only this, but then with all these flashy effects, well, this is probably not the right example. But you know what I mean. This and this is what what is immersion and all about. You really feel that you are in a city that's different from, you know, America or whatever, whoever, or wherever you are in the world. You see all these details and people having fun, and there's smoking and there's drinking and there's laughter and dancing and music, you know, just to name a couple of examples. And it makes it, in total, very cool to read this comic. Let's say cool is not the right word, but I'm enjoying what's happening on the screen, because I standing still again, and I'm gonna watch all these small details. I mean, all these intricate pieces here. It's beautiful. It's just cool. Okay, enough of the ranting. Moving on. So this was once, back in the Roman days, there was a temple, and when London was a Roman settlement called Londinium. Now, I'm not sure if that's a real thing that happened or just a made-up, story. Londinium. Okay, that's it's really fun. And so it seems that there's some kind of a, some occult place, and people of, magicians, sorcerers came together. This is some kind of meeting point. It's still here, and still people meeting here. So, and then she's going to meet up with the people that are working here or doing the research. But then out of nowhere, Casino comes, and she's kicking Leila's ass. But then before she can do anything, she's being halted or frozen by this woman with the ashen hair and white skin. And her name is Shadowmage. She is this girl. And but then Troy is hurt, and later says, "What? Are you okay?" And she says, "No, my eyes." And the last thing we see is that his eyes are destroyed by the cards of Casino, and that brings us back to the present when Troy is here at the grave with Lela, and there's a sniper trying to kill her. Very cool. The plot thickens. I like that. So I think that Troy is actually this character, Dropkick. Not entirely sure, but I think so. I mean, Dropkick does martial arts, and he has a mysterious background, and you don't see his eyes, so not sure, but maybe we'll find out. Anyway, great stuff. It's not the best, but it's fun, and that's what comics is all about. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you liked the video too. I'll see you next time.